I think the development that nation states have to take into account more than any other is the redistribution of power, economic power, and therefore political power through globalization. There are many more centers of power exercised in the world, both other governments and other people than governments in the private sector, in civil society, all the way down to individuals. And therefore governments have a much more difficult role in the modern world in exercising their traditional powers. And this means that in facing the difficult areas of global policy, in climate change, in economic exchange, in political competition, governments have to work together. And I think that no government needs to take this on board more than the most powerful. And if the United States was able, over this next period, to indicate, and perhaps this is something that the next president should say early on in their tenure, that they wish to act collectively, work with other governments, and address the issues that we share in a multilateral way, that would be a signal of enormous encouragement to other governments and other peoples to see that there were shared answers to some of these problems. One of these areas that we're talking about in the Managing Global Insecurity initiative is that of responsible sovereignty. And I think one of the clearest examples of how to exercise sovereignty responsibly is through addressing climate change. We cannot deal with the changes that are taking place in the climate, in the way that we are using energy to emit new gases, than to understand that your national output, your national policy on this issue has to fit with others, does affect others, and has to be adapted to changes that others share in order to mend the problems. That is the crucial issue over which international consultation and international strategic sharing is going to have to be exercised.